Getting it back up here. Let's make sure we are fully live. Back in, we'll get some people in, and then we'll go ahead and get started. What were you thinking about the games so far? Because obviously I didn't see the games you were in, but there were some there were some wild games. There were definitely some winners and some big losers.
Yeah, so later in the bracket on from like game 4 and on, it was really a matchup between aimers and Death Star orientation vying for that second and third place, maybe trying to knock each other out and get another team in. But they just both did so well in terms of gaining their points that they needed and keeping the other two teams away. So it was a pretty big cleanup by both those teams for the final two matches. And obviously, we've seen Uni's Bait really come in clutch, getting tons of points. And I even saw on your side, Uni's Bait got 21 points in one game. They must have fragged out.
Yeah, no, it was an absolutely insane game. They basically just ran back and forth between every cash out, got most of the vaults started, and then just third partied basically the entire match. So it was a absolutely wild match.
And that's what we see typically in these stages. When a team gets such a big lead, it really takes another team to have two good games in a row to catch up. But Uni's Bait just coming in on top in most of those games.
Yeah. No, it really does. And so I want to. So we are now in our final four. So obviously, as we sit right now, the we finished our stage one. Stage one was simple: 5 matches, people get points. Stage 2 is a little bit different, and we are going to play that right now. I know it's a little confusing because the stream is going up and down. We are going to do that right now. We're going to get started in about 10 minutes, but let's kind of talk about the format and what we're looking at here. So instead of playing a set number of games, our teams are going to play until they hit the correct threshold of points. So same number of points. When you get a win, you get points for placements and you get points for kills. When you hit a certain number of points, you are going to become a finalist. And as a finalist, you must then get first place in a following match. Multiple teams can be finalists. No points get lost if you don't succeed in winning. But we are going to have some teams that get out maybe to an early lead. And then the question is, do the other teams try to focus on bringing them down while at the same time not letting themselves get too low because they need to bump their own points up?
And this format's going to be pretty interesting to see. Once one or two teams get that 50 points, whether or not the other teams will be dragging them down, stopping them from getting that first place. So it's going to be very griefy towards the end, I imagine, of the format. But early on, it's going to be really about holding control and getting those points. Kill points have been very fair in terms of 4 kills for 1 point. It's a little bit less aggressive and more focused on your objective, so I like seeing that. However, kill points are still a viable way to win, as we've seen.
Yeah, no, it is and I think we might see some teams really, because you can get more points than you ever would in the game. So we're going to see that reflect, like you said, in I think the way people choose to play. It is a very it's a very different style of format and not something we've seen before. So we're gonna have to see how the teams adapt if they maybe run a different loadout. If you were in this tournament, Sensoyo, what would you change up the normal strategy that you run for like 3v3s? Would you change up your team's loadout at all? How would you address that?
So right now, I really think HML is the meta, with the LH1 being extremely dominant at range. That red dot and the reduced visual recoil has been so oppressive, especially for invis lights not dealing with that glare and having a clean sight picture. But in terms of Uni having way easier time hitting his shots. So it's going to be interesting to see what these comps play. I know STN's a great aimer with that LH1. He's someone to look out for. I believe he's playing invis, so it should be to see how he plays around not having glare, and he doesn't really have to think about the scope.
Yeah.
And in terms of aimers, they're playing HMM, having a great time with one DMAT. They have extremely effective defensive setups. Typically, what I saw they did, they winch points out and out in the open, forcing teams to hop on while they have a power position, great lines of sights on them. And Via Cleanup Crew has been a great team coming up, really squeaking out in terms of that final match there by 1 point. So they they're the underdogs here, and they have a great position to win it. I truly believe they have a great position.
I agree. I
That's-
agree. I think their play style just naturally fits this mode, and you know, dealing with that chaos, especially you know when we have with the number of coins, you don't have to worry too much about moving around. You know, running out of that and getting caught out and killed. In a tournament format, you might end up in a situation where you do run out of coins, but with 4 coins to work with, it's quite difficult to actually run through all of those. So I think we'll see that bear out as well.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Seeing these defender coins really come in clutch in certain situations. When a team gets that plug and they're being uncontested, sometimes they went over to try and get the second plug while their team is wiped, but they have defender coins, so they can all just re-up on the other point and buy for that other point, knocking other people out, getting those kill points. So defender coins have come in extremely clutch in this.
Yeah. Now, I wonder if we're going to see, because I saw one team running Gravity well in the last match. I think Gateway, especially in Cashout, is the way to go. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I don't think we're going to see much of the Gravity well. But have you seen people use that much at all? Do you think anyone's going to try and pull that out as like sort of a surprise gadget?
So the Vortex, in my opinion, is extremely high skill right now. There's a lot of setups that are undiscovered. But on the surface level, you might not think it's that good. It can't stall point guaranteed like C4 does, almost like a 90% chance of stopping a point. Whereas Gravity Vortex almost feels like a 70-ish% chance of stopping a steal, maybe even 60%. But you can set up extremely well. If you put barrels on that point, really pulling the Gravity Vortex and the barrels and the cash out and everything together, you can have an extremely explosive defense there.
Very
And
much
stopping
so.
people, especially when you put if you winch the cash out in the open, they're just sitting ducks on that point. They're completely, extremely out in the open, can take shots at them.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see what kind of Gravity Vortex setups we see if people are running it in this match. But I think right now, this early in the season, people are straying away from that higher skill gadget and trying to go for like their bread and butter plays and stay comfortable.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and get into that in just a minute. Now we sort of, you know, kind of explained what our format is. We do have, if you were paying attention to the teams are a little incorrect. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we did have some of our formulas break in Excel, which is why we were having issues earlier with some of the points. So we are going to take a quick break before we get to our first game. We're going to be starting our game in about 5 minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a second, and we're going to make sure it all gets worked. All gets fixed up. So we'll be right back. Thank you, everyone. All right, guys, we are back, and we do have a fully updated bracket. Sorry about that against some of our Excel. Excel does some funny things sometimes, but we have our 4 teams. Obviously, you guys saw this before, but Unisbate, Death Star Orientation, Aimers, and Via Cleanup Crew. And Via Cleanup Crew getting in by a single point, and quite possibly due to some of the nonsense that was happening in those last couple matches. Once Unisbate knew that they were fully qualified, there was no way they could get through. Do you think that, so obviously, you know, we saw CNS on Via Cleanup Crew running a dagger. They played around really well, but I'm wondering if you think they're going to be able to sort of what they can do in this match when there's so many of these hard-hitting teams. Is there any room for them to sort of scratch out maybe on the edge and go for third parties and stuff, or do you think this is just going to be a domination by 3 teams?
I think if they play this extremely smart, they have a good opportunity because there's 3 good teams here, and they're going to all be vying for that early positioning lead. So Via Cleanup Crew might actually be able to go with their name and clean up everybody if they have good timing. It's all about timing, but you know these teams know how to play. They're going to be waiting. They're going to be looking for the third party, especially with this matchup here. It's going to be interesting to see how people play their range, play up close, and set up these points. And it looks like we're going to have the first map on Soul, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes,
see what variation we get here. So
we're about to go ahead and jump in. I do want to make sure that our teams are all ready. We did start it, but I'm going to go ahead and give a quick pause right when we get in just to make sure all our teams are set, because I did want to go ahead and get a verification from them. So we'll go ahead and just check in with those teams and make sure that they're all good to go before we actually get started, since we did have a bit of a slowdown. So I'm sure our back-end guys are going to be reaching out and making sure they're all set. But we are about to go ahead and get into our game, guys, here.
And it looks like we're going to be going on a fan favorite under construction Soul variation. So especially in this match, I'm not sure if they've changed the way the rule set works in terms of whether or not they can spawn that hospital point, because I know in ranks in that hospital point during the under construction, you can spawn in that back corner. I'm not sure if that's a bug or just a function of the map. So that's something to look out for to see if these spawns are updated.
All right, let's keep an eye out. If we see any teams not moving, we are going to go ahead and pause because we kind of start off pretty quickly. But yeah, it looks like we even do have construction, and it looks like all 4 of our teams are in. They're all moving. We are ready to go. Everything is great. This is a construction variant. Starting over here on number 1, we do have Death Star about to go ahead and take on what looks to be Aimers here. Jurgen and Noax. 223. Atelko on the backside is changing. Oh, Spring Hour takes him down, though. That is going to be a quick take. Make sure we're switched over. Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like red team is going to get a point on the plug while pink gets re-upped. One still has not been tapped yet. This is a good opportunity for these other two teams to get this plug and get into this game with an early lead.
Yep, they do. They are able to finish this off, so this is going to be Death Star orientation. Getting this vault, but like you said, there is already a cash out started up here on the high ground. We do see Uni, Morphix, and Udrakoni holding cash out A. They might even be looking to go ahead and try to steal one. Uni trying to get that damage in from range, but that is going to be a successful cash out for them. So the question now is Uni's team going to head back? Are they going to hold A, knowing that these are some stronger teams, or are they going to continue to try and contest other points? We're going to have to see as we see Pixo and Olympic Smoker pushing in. CNS already down. Not sure where they're sitting.
This crane is going to be extremely volatile. It's going to have to be taken down early, but they start engaging here as Purple's waiting.
Oh, man. And Pixo, the last one left on his team, is taken out immediately by a Uni. That Glitch Grenade is going to take out his bubble, and he is down. Oh, and all the cover is gone. But this is going to be a quick turnaround as well, because Uni's team, they did get the RPG, does a lot of damage. The winch brought him into his death, though. Jurgen as well, dropping his own bubble, trying to play around it. Is he able to survive? He does. He's able to clean up Uni. Udrakoni taking on Atelko 1 versus 1, but he's trying to he has one on the backside as well. Noax dealing damage. That's going to be a full team wipe of Uni's bait. They were taken out so quickly, but here comes Orange, another third party pushing in, and that is going to be a cleanup. Atelko's taken down. This is an empty lobby right now, and it looks like they're going to be taking over this cash out. Death Star orientation, finding the right time to go ahead and third party this.
And that was a great third party. Now they're set up to win this win A, and then potentially go B while everyone else is fighting for B. They have a great setup here on Crane. It's going to be interesting to see if this Crane gets taken down early to take out this advantage position here.
Yeah. I wonder, it might even, no, somebody might even leave it up because you definitely do want to get rid of the Crane if you're not holding it. But at this point, this cash out is no longer worth anything. Uni's bait might still jump up, but it looks like the action is now happening over on the side of B. We do have Via Cleanup Crew that successfully got a steal, so that's some money in their pocket. But here come Aimers about to go ahead and just try to retake this. Olympic Smoker from range is doing a lot of damage, but he's going to get jumped on, and that's going to be a successful steal for the side of Aimers. They're taking B. It looks like they're going to hold that for the rest of the match. And everyone else's attention is turning over to vault number 3, which has been tapped by Uni's bait. They're already in a fight as well with the side of Death Star. Death Star has taken out one, but at this point, Uni's bait are just going to go ahead and try to avoid more effects, trying to make that run across no man's land, but he's taken out Uni as well on almost no health, and it looks like they're just going to get pushed back. This is going to be a vault that's being held here right now by the side of Death Star Orientation.
And this is going to be interesting because we see Purple setting up over on under construction. So every team's going to have to fight through everybody to try and get this plug. It's an awkward position to have a vault spawn on Hospital.
Oh my gosh, especially when Uni's going to be doing so much damage around like that. Actually going to go ahead and use the paddles here real quick. Get him up. At this range, it actually makes sense, I think, to do so. Although the question is, can he even make it through the door? Oh, he does. That's so close. But on the backside, here's Udraconi to go ahead and finish the job on the other end. Where is Morphix? He's on the backside. He spawned near Uni, so as much Udraconi trying to go ahead and get something happening, but was unable to do so. He's going to get the full revive onto Derp, and that's going to be both of them. His teammate has gone to start the cash out, though.
And Derp's having a little bit of trouble putting that in, getting stopped by Purple, and they drop down, and this is going to be an interesting play to see who gets this plug here on C.
Telco trying to just run in and get this started, trying to take a bit of a wrap around. He actually dropped it onto the ground, and that looks like it is going to be Purple getting this started. They actually grabbed it and got that plug. Last second, Telco is almost completely dead, and the cash out getting dropped just made that an absolute cluster. We're resetting now.
Getting wiped there. Mr. Derp's team, it's going to be interesting to see where they push, whether or not they let this pink team win early on, because like we said in the pregame, it's going to be a big fight between these three teams because they believe they're their biggest competition.
Yep.
So we'll see who goes and tries to vie for D.
Uni is going to go ahead and push up. Oh, here comes CNS. He's trying to hide behind. He's going to get the backstab. Oh, he gets him. He's down. Taking out Udraconi. Morphix here has no idea what's going on. Trying to figure out what's happening here. CNS is going to go ahead and drop that smoke. He's maybe looking for a chance. There goes that gravity vortex. If they try to follow him down, he is going to go ahead and trigger that.
Backstab bought them a lot of time, but Dirk coming in for the third
here comes
party.
Multiple. Yes, here comes. Oh, looks like he almost got wished. That was a jump in. Does not get this backstab that time. And that is 2 people down for Pink, and Death Star Orientation looks like they're in a commanding position to go ahead and take cash out D. So they're going to go ahead and take this out, but a fantastic backstab from CNS there, slowing Uni's bait. On the other side, though, we do have yet another fight here over on C. They've taken out Udraconi, but that's going to be 1 down for both teams, trying to go ahead and get that revive. 3 back up now for Purple against 2. Morphix trapped into a corner. He's getting chased by 2, trying to go ahead and do some damage. Jurgen taking out Morphix, chasing after him. He's half health, but he has that from Moss to go ahead and do damage from range. Morphix by himself. He's getting jumped on by the Invis Noax, and Noax takes him out to hold cash out C.
Yeah, and that was an interesting play. Looking at Uni's team going to push C instead of playing that third party while Derp's team was weak from that previous fight with Pink.
Yep.
I think they just wanted to take their chances on the 3v3, maybe stop Purple from getting such a big lead there.
I agree, and I like what you said. Like, you have to balance, especially in this format. It's not as simple as just bringing along. Oh, and CNS takes them out again, catching up to these guys. Actually popping off with that dagger right now. What's he sitting at right now? He's sitting at 4 kills. The only one on his team that has gotten kills so far, and he's doing it with a dagger. That's quite impressive. But like you said, you do have to be careful because you might, like, it's not conventional. Normally you'd say, oh, well, I want the weak team to come up and get points. And while that does help you a little bit as they get ahead, in this one, you're never going to face them one-on-one. So you do still have to get points yourself. And if you're trying just to knock another team down, you could be handicapping your future prospects.
Yeah. I agree. We're looking at teams who try and look to get an early lead in this first match.
Oh, and
And
both
these
teams.
are awkward cash outs.
Uni
Both teams
not
looking
sure
at
what he
like,
wants
hey,
to do. He's figured they're going
stuck
back
in
and
the
forth.
middle.
Oh no, they got the Noax using that gateway play, got them there beforehand. And the question is, does Uni actually want to drop down? They're going to just go ahead and double it. He's going to go ahead and look for the plug. He does get it. He gets the plug bonus. They actually have to. Oh, in third place right now. Uni's bait in a losing position in this game for the first time the entire tournament. And now they have to reset. Noax going to go ahead and get taken down.
They make a smart move to double there because they just want to get first. They want to get this lead as STN shoots Odraconi in the back.
Ooh, STN doing a lot of damage. Morphix does take him out. Again, it's a complete cluster right now. Pink on the high ground. I like this play from them. They know that they're one of the weaker teams in the lobby, but on the front side, we do have Mr. Derp going for that steal. It doesn't look like anybody's in a position to prevent him. The DMAT through the wall, but it's not in time. Atelco does take him out instantly, but the return fire is down. Two down, two up for purple right now, and two up for red. Trying to push in the smoke is doing a lot. Here comes the third red member, Uni, pushing in on top of purple, trying to go ahead and take out Jurgen on the backside. He's hitting him on the backside, doing damage, dashing around. He is going to go ahead and win that 1v1. We see CNS on the backside as well, looking for a backstab, gets one, takes out Morphix, and he's going to go ahead and look around. He might drop another smoke. He doesn't have any smokes right now. He's going to go ahead and look for Udraconi. Udraconi also down.
This is their chance. Who's taking?
Their chance. Who's taking it right now? It looks like it's Pink. A stun both times. He gets stunned by two people, and that is going to be a successful takeout. He's going to get taken out. Noax looking to go ahead and get the steal as well. Everybody is here. Orange has respawned, and they are pushing in to defend their cash out. Uni gets caught unawares. He's about 75% health right now, and Purple once again trying to go for a steal. Here goes the winch. He's going to go ahead and deny him. Mr. Derp trying to get out of dodge. It looks like he might have just survived it. Telco very low health. Needs to go ahead and no, he's taken out as well. Everybody losing team members left and right here. It is absolute chaos. Mr. Derp still holding on to his cash out, but he's losing a lot of health. Uni surviving on a sliver of HP as well, trying to reset. There is a steal happening right now. We see Purple is going for the point. This is the last cash out, but there's a winch to go ahead and hold on to it. It gets pulled across. Oh my gosh, it might actually be a steal. Pixo, he's going to try and hold on to Olympic Smoke. They have to start the steal right now, but Mr. Derp is there. He's going to stop it. It's not. It's too late. Death Star Orientation taking the final double cash out and going to win our first match.
I mean, that's exactly what you expect to happen there. Derp got the lucky steal right before he died, and the chaos ensues. Nobody's going to be able to take that back once everyone gets their pacing in. Pink may have had one opportunity to steal there, but they just got shot in the back by Uni's team, and unfortunately they couldn't get the flip because that flip is super important.
Yeah,
but really it's crazy to see how CNS Human gets those backstabs, coming with 6 kills, almost contesting with everyone else in the lobby on a dagger. Super impressive by him.
Absolutely holding his own here. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. And so we see him doing a great job there. So we do have yeah, I love the spread, the even spread of kills. Obviously, like you said, CNS, the only one on his team that had a bunch of kills. His team did back him up, got some kills towards the end, but that is an incredibly even lobby. I mean, everyone averaging about 5 to 6 kills. That's really impressive.
Exactly, and I would love to see CNS Humans team get a little bit more kills, because if they do, they actually have a very good chance, because you see these matches are extremely chaotic. They still have a very good position, but we see Derp's team kind of break ahead here in terms of objective points and get an early lead probably on kill points plus that first place.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's going to be neat to see how this progresses forward. If you're following along, you can take a look at the bracket. I'll go ahead and copy that over so you guys can follow along. You don't have to be here, but let's go ahead and check that out. We're getting our teams, or getting our information submitted now, so you can actually follow along in real time if you wish. And let's go ahead and transition over to that. Bring up our group brackets here. Transition over.
Typically on Soul, you see hospital points, but that map, we only saw vaults on hospital, causing extreme chaos when you're trying to rotate that vault in, being held at clinic, and getting pinched in for that double as Morphix was trying to carry that box across the God Zip. It was extremely chaotic, especially on that last one, having a vault spawn on clinic and on hospital.
Yeah.
Very interesting match, and I love not seeing a hospital point, because that can be infuriating, allowing a team to get one free cash out there. Yeah. So it's great to see that.
Now we are going to be swapping over because this is this an EU NA server, so we are going to be swapping over to a new server, getting that set up now, and we're creating another match. So we're just going to get our teams loaded in here.
And the point spread is still extremely close. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, Death Star Orientation is in front by 1 point, followed closely up by Aimers with 12 points, and Uni's Bait 1 point behind Aimers with 11.
Yeah.
Bias Cleanup Crew is still not out of it. This is the first game. We are probably going to be looking at an average of 5 games here potentially with this first initial point spread.
Yeah, probably about 5 to 6 games is where we'll end up, especially depending on how quickly things rack up. We saw Death Star Orientation with 25 kills total that last match. That's absolutely wild.
25 kills in that match. They completely fragged out, and they did super well. And Uni's Bait coming in clutch with those 20 kills, getting a lot of points with that.
I believe they might have also had there might be fewer kills than that, actually. We'll need to check and see what happened on that one. Maybe some addition errors here. Looks like they had 14 kills instead, so we'll keep up on that. Again, some of the Excel stuff broke a little bit. Not sure when that happened, but we're getting that updated. Regardless, the first couple matches we're going to see pretty even point spreads, and then as we get further into it, we're going to see that quickly spiral out, as I think some teams are going to figure out who they need to avoid, who they need to go for, and as things kind of get updated, that's going to turn around pretty quickly.
And as things get closer to that final match, we're going to see a lot of targeting, like Waltz just said. It's going to be an interesting set of games to see who breaks out early and how close they can keep these point spreads with these games.
Yeah, very much so, very much so. We'll did not get a screen cap, so we will make sure that we go back and get that information for how many people or how many kills there were. We'll get that in properly. We're just setting up our lobby right now. We're going to take a very quick break. We are still waiting on Via Cleanup Crew. They had a small crash, so they will be getting back into the lobby momentarily. Next map is going to be Cis Horizon. So we're going to be on Cis Horizon. We're going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back after we've confirmed our scores and gotten all our teams in the lobby. All right, we are getting our points fixed up, but we are about to move into our second game on Cis Horizon. We're going to go ahead and start this lobby off now because we do have all of our teams in. And when we get back to our Final Four page after this match, we're going to have updated scores that are going to be correct for all of you. But as we talked about a little bit, we did see that Uni's Bait were absolutely dominating in the previous rounds, and this time they struggled a little bit more. They seemed to not be able some of their movements, they were getting caught out in ways that they hadn't prior. And obviously, I mean, we're now in the top 4, so everybody deserves to be here, but I wonder if also maybe there's something else, or do you think it was just them kind of getting caught by surprise by having to face multiple really good teams?
I think a lot of teams got caught by surprise on Soul Map, especially under construction. They have the ability to rotate quickly. And going into this next map, it's going to be a lot more predictable in terms of these rotations on this Horizon. a way more balanced, neutral, focused map. So I really think it came down to just the map selection. The
Yeah.
Seoul is going to be extremely chaotic and volatile in terms of those vault fights.
Especially on a construction
Yes, exactly.
map. Everybody loves it. We actually saw fewer cash outs on construction than I think we normally do. Teams tend to gravitate towards that point because it's in the middle, but we actually saw less people do that. As we load into the game, we can see Thixie is currently playing the finals as well. That's very funny. But over here on Vault 1, we do have a classic, like you said, where the spawns are in this one. Mr. Derp going to go ahead and get into a fight here with Aimers, Death Star orientation, trying to figure out how they want to set up. Lots of grenades lobbing in on the backside, both glitch grenades and frag grenades. Atelko already completely almost dead, crossing heavies in the air. It's like a Cirque du Soleil match over here. Pink pushing in. The winch does completely miss. Mr. Derp does get taken out. It's a trade of heavies, though. Atelko on the top is back up now, fully healthy. They do get the revive on both heavies, and they're taking out the respective mediums. Mr. Derp by himself on the ground, trying to fight a 1v1 with the Telco. Both of them lose their 1v1s, and Death Star orientation taken out, and that is Aimers winning the first vault fight.
I'm surprised Aimers won that fight because all Derp needed to do was kill a Telco who was at 1 HP.
Yeah, it was so close. It was so close, and I can't believe he didn't get that. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do see Uni's bait is over here taking on... Oh, Pixo finishing him off. Is running the Riot Shield. I love this pick. He's going to push and try to take out Uni. Use that right click. Can he deal with him? Just keeps getting... keeps not being able to do any damage, but his teammate has respawned, come in behind, and that is going to be a successful team wipe. I love the Riot Shield pick, though. I think that's great, especially when you know that you're playing against people who have better aim than you.
Well, and it's very good against the winch. It catches people off guard. You winch in that Riot Shield, and you're just getting whacked and blocking all the shots that they have against you on that SA-12. So it can catch people off guard on that winch.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. Now, back over on the other side, we do have Mr. Dirt pushing in. Once again, these two teams fighting one another. Itelko's going to try and get away. He has very low health. There's STN on the backside as well. A lot of damage being put out already. Jurgen, they've already lost no axe, but he's done so much damage. Mr. Derp hits the winch, but he's gone down himself, and that is STN with two of them currently up, pushing onto Atelko. Also has one member, 2 versus 2 right now, going to take out Atelko, but he also gets taken out Springhauer by himself currently. A 1 versus 1 against Noax. A gateway has gone down. Noax running away to get a revive. Jurgen is up as well. Springhauer pushing for that full revive. It looks like he's going to be able to get his full team up and ready as well, getting another full res. Resetting.
And we see how good those defender coins are. Orange is already going to be back up and full with all their gadgets and utility up. So it's going to be interesting to see how they defend this cash out in the open. This is how they like setting up. This is exactly what they want. As
there goes the winch.
Winches at it in.
Very smart play. Now they have to drop down. How is this defense? It looks like we do have the heavy holding onto it. Atelko very low, pokes his head out and immediately gets knocked back. They've taken out Noax. Looking around the corner, there's Atelko. He gets away with his DMAT. Jurgen also trying to run. Nobody has died yet on the side of Pink. They in a great position to get the steal. If they can just finish it off, a winch misses. They might use this opportunity to try and push for the steal. Actually, on the backside, they do have it. Mr. Derp is trying to finish it off. DMAT from above. Atelko is trying to go ahead and get the damage in. He is able to go ahead and finish him off. Mr. Derp is down. There's not enough time. He tries to go for the steal. Last second, he actually goes away, and it was perfect because Noax was there to stun him anyways. Didn't matter. A successful hold. They were so close, and I really thought that they were going to win that. That Death Star was going to go ahead and hold that, but unfortunately, it did end up being a win for Aimers here.
And that's the power of the nades. You saw them trying to body block for Mr. Dirt, but the nade just does so much damage. It's still extremely volatile with DMAT. You can pre-drop it and then open up the DMAT hole so it explodes right on them. It's well played. Good defense by Telko's team.
Yeah, some fights that are about to come up as well. It looks like these two teams just cannot stop fighting. Once again, we have Death Star here about to push in and fight Aimers. Once again, they have a great position, though. A lot of damage. A great jump pad, though. Not as much damage into them as I thought they were going to be able to get, and that's going to be a very quick gateway. That's going to be another cash out started for the side of Orange here. They're in a great defensive position as well. Lost some health, but that's regenning now. Pink now has to prove that they can take this back.
Yeah, and that rotation was extremely clean as they're kiting around, looking for this engage here with this RPG, but they get blocked by the dome.
Oh, nice dome. And Toko immediately melted. He gets winged in, but that might actually be bad for Mr. Derp. He's going to go ahead and get taken down as well. They've taken out Jurgen. Jurgen down by himself, and that is Noax by himself trying to hold on. Does get a stun onto STN, trying to go ahead and finish him off. He does take him out. Lots of damage output there. Telko back up, like you said, those defender coins doing so much. He has a gateway ready as well that he can come back to whenever he wants. Playing a very slow game. Getting out of there, that gateway he can come back to whenever he needs, and we're going to see him port back to that in just a second, especially as Pink tries to start that steal. Spring Hour looking for it. A big glitch grenade, and it gets dropped. They do prevent the steal this time. S2N taking a lot of damage. Spring Hour as well. Noax once again from range, really playing the angles incredibly solidly with this XB54. He's dropping down. He does not have that gateway anymore, so he has to find a way back up. At this point, all three of them are on the low ground, but I believe they do have a DMAT, so if they need to, they can prevent this. There they go, Spring Hour once again trying for this steal. It looks like he might actually finish it this time, though. On the other side, Atelko is down, so they finished off one. Noax and Jurgen by themselves. Up on the high ground, Jurgen doing damage, once again preventing that steal, trying to delay just enough 5 seconds until his teammate is up. He goes for the win. She does finish him off, wins that 1v1, but this gas grenade takes him out. Springhauer now trying to once again go for the steal. How many times has he done this? And once again taken out. Noax has respawned. And it's a 1 versus 1. Can he win it? He does!
Oh my gosh!
No! A never ending. They got the steal, but it didn't matter. Noax, with no health left, is able to hold the position and secure that cash out.
I think that's an understated advantage of late in this meta with the defender coins. They can just hide and run away and kite, especially now that they have a little bit more stall. He played extremely well, getting out for his teammates to get that coin and gatewaying back in for that defense. He played it perfectly. That 1v1 was clutch too. I mean, it came down to the wire for both teams.
It really did. Meanwhile, on the backside, Uni's Bait taking that fourth cash out. On the backside, we did not see that fight, but they were able to come out of that the victors. Over here, via cleanup through 3 teams on this point. We're about to see Amer's third partying coming in. He's going to go ahead and melt CNS. CNS with that dagger can't do anything from range, and there's a second player. He's going to go ahead and knock out STN as well. Just walked right into his waiting arms. Reloading that stun gun. They're going to quickly take control of this vault, heading over to A.
The unfortunate part of that fight is you have these teams that are both in 3rd and 4th place fighting for this point. They're both trying to do the same thing. They both want a double, but they're just fighting each other. They should recognize that they just need to help each other get that double, and they can both play for first.
Yeah, you have to have those moments of sort of recognition mid-match to know what you're supposed to go for. As it stands, though, Uni's Bait is trying to they're trying to steal it and prevent that. I think they even wanted a double, honestly, but it doesn't happen. They're now going to be fighting Amers. Both of the first place teams are fighting, and I don't think it matters anymore, does it? It matters for first and second potentially, but you're not going to get higher. There's no chance of getting anything but second at this point.
Yeah, and then Pink and Red are just going to be fighting for 3rd. There is almost 0 chance for anybody to come in second. I have seen it before. You can try and take both points, but it looks slim to none on this game.
Yeah, they could hardly be farther away. 200 meters, that's an almost impossible task. Pixo, the only one left alive on his team, does throw some goo grenades, and he tries to get it, but he gets stunned immediately, and he's just going to get quickly wiped. We're not going to see any intentional staggers, I think, in this game mode, because you need to make sure that if a third party comes in, you're prepared for it. You're not trying to leave anyone alive. Yeah.
What Derp should be doing here is looking for as many kill points as possible, trying to close that gap between that 2nd place in terms of the final standings here. They need to frag out and try and just close the gap.
Looks like all the action is, we have a bunch of action happening over on A right now. Uni, once again fighting. These guys are just fighting for first place. I like this decision. Takes out a Telco, has a great angle. Actually dips a little bit early. I like that choice before he gets seen. And just head back to cover the point. You don't need to get too distracted by kills. This is a really hard cash out to defend, especially the way that they've manipulated it. So as it stands right now, it's all on the side of Amers. No axe to Telco. They have to find a way to get in and actually steal this cash out, or they're going to be dealing with the 2nd place, and the points matter so much here.
Yeah, and the one thing I've seen in terms of meta shifts, in terms of cash out setups, is the ability to pull it out, and like having it out in the open
Draconi.
is way more powerful.
He got found. He got winched in. He got eliminated incredibly quickly. That's already one down on the side of purple. Uni in a great position. But here comes Mr. Derp to try and spoil the fight. He's going for a last-second steal. A lot of glitch grenades and RPG as well. Mr. Derp immediately melts Noax. He has 1 second, but that's not going to matter. Springhauer is there as well. Not going to be able to get the steal, and that is going to give Uni's bait a solid first place.
Very well played. I do like this meta shift between playing the C4 drop and just pulling it outside, because a lot of people just beam at it the first floor anyway, and then you won't have drop. So putting it outside allows everyone to have clean lines of sight to it, defend it easily, as we saw Uni with that LH1, more effects with that FAMAS. Really just being able to lock that point down while Draconi just buys time for his team.
Yeah, no, they did a great job, and you know, Uni just playing very, very slow. Again, 12 kills, only a single death that entire round. Morphix as well, only 1 death. If they did, I mean, obviously they won some really crucial fights, but if they did anything right, it was playing incredibly elusively.
And we see Derp, STN, and Springhauer not fragging out as hard as they needed to. They did get a decent amount of kill points there, but in terms of the first 2 teams, they just got out-fragged. So we'll see how these points rack up with these first 2 matches.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how these points scale out. Obviously, you know, like you said, the kills matter just as much as the placements. So the 13 kills from Noax there, 5 and 5, that is going to give them a lot of points, and almost as many points as Uni's bait did. So even though Uni's team did get an extra 3 points over the top of Aimers there, the kills are incredibly close. So these points are going to remain not very different right now.
And now we're going to be seeing who is really trying to break ahead of the pack and get that early lead to try and put their team in a position where they need to win this tournament.
Yep, very much so. The next couple matches are going to be very, very telling as we go ahead and get our next lobby set up. Just getting our map decision now. And it looks like we're doing Monaco next. So we go back to Monaco, the map classic. Everybody loves playing on this map. Do you expect to see any changes? Monaco, to me, plays very similarly to Cis Horizon. A lot of long sight lines, but you can play around some very close angles. How do you feel about that map compared to Cis Horizon, where we just were?
In terms of standard edition, you can play both close range and long range. You have those forest points, which kind of force awkward engagements if you are playing close range, because you only have the shed or you're playing a bounce pad on those rooftops in the center of town to jump onto those forest points. However, if you get suspended structures or duck and cover, you're definitely going to want more range, because you can get that church point out in the open already set up for you to just kind of beam down on people. And if you get suspended structures, you're going to want to just hold those suspended structures with that range, or maybe even drop it down and just beam down on people. So it's going to be interesting to see what people play. And if we get suspended structures, I do want to see some gravity vortex, because you can set up drop on those suspended structures and activate gravity vortex as it drops, holding the Cashout up in the air.
Oh,
so it could be really interesting to see how that works out if we do get suspended structures, because I think people underrate the gravity vortex right now.
I would like to see more of that, like you said, especially on elevated structures. I think there's a lot of experimentation you can do with that. As we're now looking at our final 4 points are all updated. We can see the stats from the last match there, how many kills, and that is 2 second places for Aimers. We can see that Unis took a first and a third place, but Aimers pretty solidly in second place each time. So the points still staying very, very close for all 3 of our top teams right now.
Yeah, and those top 3 teams are kind of breaking away from Vias Cleanup Group. Not saying they're out of the game yet, but they're going to need to step it up in terms of kills, I think. I still think they can still squeak out some of these placement points very easily on these third parties if they just play slower. I do know they're playing Dagger, so it can be tough to kind of break in those effective ranges and hope and get that damage in the pre-fight. But as long as they frag out a little bit harder, I still think they have a good position to kind of come in from the back end. Especially a team needs to get 50 points and then get first place, so it's going to add a little bit of delay once that first team has 50 points.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what happens here. And one thing we do have is that the winner of the previous match does get to pick the map. And so if we see, and I think what we may see happen, and maybe that's a rule I'll revisit in future. Maybe just have every team take a turn, because what's going to happen here is that I think Uni's team is going to continue to pick maps that they feel like they're comfortable on, and a map like the Dagger, he's probably not gonna get the chance to play on a map that is conducive to him. Although I do see Pixo running the MGL, so. We may also just not see a lot of kills from him because of that. I'm interested to see how that plays out.
MGL can work out if you get an inside position and play those off angles. If he's playing Pyromines too, especially, he can have a good opportunity to just set that cash out ablaze. So I really like the MGL. It's really fun. It's definitely not meta, but I think he's going to have to play those Pyromines. Hopefully he knows that and can lock down defensively on these off angles.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this plays out in game. We will be in there now. Jumping in with Pixo to start with, we're heading over to Vault 1. And what team are they going to be facing? That's the real question here. Jumping out, it looks like we do have purple. That is going to be Death Star orientation from range, doing a lot of damage to them. Already taking out Pixo. He just got melted. And that's the focus control coming out from that team. They know that when they spot somebody out, they're gonna communicate that immediately. Immediately, they're gonna all aim at the same person. Olympic Spoker getting chased as well. He's being and a backstab. It looks like CNS just missed it on the backside. Missed that one as well. And CNS by himself, can he pull anything in? Does get the midair backstab. Style points for that one. He may not have gotten the vault, but his team definitely had the coolest clip of the game so far.
Pretty good with that dagger. I'd like to see him play it a little bit more. I wish it was a better weapon, but unfortunately it has its flaws. He is up there in terms of best dagger I've seen. There's only a few players who main that weapon.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely put in the hours on that one. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do see Aimers have beaten Uni's bait for Vault 2, and this is a fascinating cash out position. One of those that truly rewards a long range, especially when you're trying to steal it. It is an incredibly hard position to steal. So we're going to see. I wonder if we are going to see Uni's bait third party over on B, or if they're just going to head over and try to take on Aimers again. These are our two top teams currently, so I think we're going to stay focused on Cash out A for the moment, taking up a very far away position for Aimers.
They winched it out, bringing it more out into the open, bringing it away from that corner as they're taking this engagement over on that shed.
They go setting up on top of the shed. They have a high ground position. Metelko, they know where he is, and he's lost some health. Are we going to see a jump pad push? A huge grenade. That's a max damage grenade on Uni. He is out of the fight for a brief amount of time. Are they going to spot him? More effects with another very good high ground position. It looks like they're rotating with a gateway play, kind of get out of there. They're taking some damage. It's Helko. He went out. That was a bold position. He just ran out in the middle of no man's land. Noax as well is caught unawares. What are they doing right now? They're getting picked off one by one, and I don't think there's anything Jurgen can even do here. He tries to go for a last-minute steal. Honestly, that's probably just a reset more than anything else, because that was a weird rotation. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the position they put themselves in. They allowed that team to get that shed instead of taking it themselves. And now Uni's team is going to pull that out and play the rooftop.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead, and they now have a really, really strong position. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we do see CNS. We're just in time to catch CNS getting absolutely obliterated. A cash out, very similar cash outs right now. This one hidden behind a tree a little bit, but both cash outs on opposing side of the maps, incredibly long sight lines, very hard to approach. You have to get Death Star off this roof somehow, and obviously they weren't able to do that.
It looks like Pink spawned on B, and that cash out, it has some cover behind the tree. I don't know how that plays out in terms of how much damage you can take or how much cover it provides.
Yeah,
but it looks like they have a good hold.
Ooh, but Noax looking for a backstab here. He's going to do a lot of damage. STN is immediately eliminated. Spring Howard does go ahead and get the return kill, but he is the only one left live on his team right now. Might try to go ahead. Is he in time? Goes for the revive. I think that was a bad choice. No, not in time to steal. I was worried that was too late of us. That was going for the defib had slowed him down enough that he wasn't going to be able to prevent that. But turns out there just wasn't enough time.
That was a good hold by Mr. Derb. A last-second steal attempt for Atelco's team. Unfortunately, they didn't get it, and now they're going to have to play for the next vault. They may spawn on it if the two teams don't get to block the spawns on these vaults, but it looks like they might. Pink is spawning in 2 seconds. They might get a good spawn.
There they are over there, and we are going to get a fight for 3. They're not super close, but they are in time to punish this tap. They might be able to see STN as he gets back over to Grandma's house. Setting up on the flat top though for now. Going to be some very long range engagements. How are they approaching this point?
Telco's team can play pretty slow here with the Cashout to their back, play poke, really force an awkward position in terms of
big grenade. Going to use a gateway to get closer. They're going to capitalize on that damage, pushing in. But they also need to make sure they're keeping an eye on the vault, because with these lights that they're pushing into, you never know when they're just going to disappear, and all of a sudden you're not going to be able to actually get a hold of that vault anymore. Mr.
This is going to be a long, drawn-out fight, and D is going to be staggered from C. So we'll see how this plays out in terms of match pacing. This could screw up everybody's pacing here and allow a team in behind to get ahead.
I'd love to see Noax just go for, use that gateway, just go for a sneaky cash out steal, and just get it moving. They missing that stun, pushing up. He is going to go ahead and take out one. STN, that's already one down. They have an advantage now. Are they going to try and push for the rest of these kills? Purple is set up outside. Despite losing a person, they are going to jump up onto the roof. Now, Uni has come all the way from D to go ahead and be a spoiler. Spring Hour, once again, trying to just get out of dodge. The vault remaining completely ignored. And actually, Purple has decided to ditch. They're just going to go ahead and give it to aimers. And everyone is now turning their attention over towards D.
Yeah, I think that was a good play. Just let it go. You have the stagger. If you buy for D, you can potentially go for C or the next plug. So taking that, cutting your losses is probably the best pick.
Uni's bait in a very commanding position. They've once again winched this cash out into the middle, so they have a very strong defensive position. The question is, can anybody contest this? Are we going to see a double? We are not going to see a double. I mean, this makes sense to me. They need the points. They're currently sitting in third, so this is going to guarantee them a second if they can hold on to it. Pixo getting those barricades up, but he is not in a strong position. Uni, with that high ground advantage, immediately melts him. Morphix jumps on top of him. Going to go ahead and try to 1v1. Actually gets taken out by Olympic Smoker. Olympic Smoker gets winched, though, and that is going to be a quick kill for him. Mr. Derp pushing for that steal, holding on to it. But again, Uni's bait, Udraconi on that high ground, is able to just pump in damage. Looks like he's dropping a C4. Going to go ahead and blow that up. Lots of damage. Winches it across as well, preventing the steal even more. Using that Shack 50. Gets winched in. He's going to go ahead and die, but he might have delayed enough, and I don't think there's enough time. Uni's bait going to get their second cash out of the round, and a new vault is spawning. Like you said, incredibly staggered. So is everybody going to look at C, or are we going to look for this next vault?
That was an interesting choice by a Telco's team. I think they were just going over there to get for kill points, and now they're going to be set up for their defense perfectly. Orange team going in for the quick steal, potentially getting that, while Noax spawns super far away from their own cache.
Ooh, that's a rough spawn. Yeah, they have a chance now. They obviously don't know he's not there, but they have a chance to go for a steal. Jurgen, does he have a charge slam? Oh, he hits a winch, but it gets blocked by the barricade, and with that, I think they're going to be able to succeed. No, the stun on the last second for Olympic Smoker. Once again, Pixo is going to try and hold for this steal, but now all of them are up. The RPG just drops it, but he can do it from below. He actually has. He stopped his steal for a second. Now he's going to take a lot of damage. Pixo has to leave. Noax moving up, getting chased by CNS Human with that backstab. Trying to go ahead, and here comes 223, still holding. Atelco gets the revive on his team using that DMAT grenade drop. DMAT, I didn't see that grenade do anything, though. It looks like it got eaten somehow, and once again, the steal is coming out, but it gets blocked once more. Trying to go ahead and go for that play. They have to stick to it at some point. There's only about 15 seconds left. Is playing a little bit slow now.
Orange is really trying to force this steal, force Noax into an awkward position, but they cannot get it. There's too many angles on that cash out. The MGL might be doing some work here.
Oh my goodness, he keeps trying for these weird angles, but these guys, this is not their first game. They know where this is coming from. They know how to play these angles. Atelco takes out CNS, does not get backstabbed this time. Looking to his right, there's that MGL doing some damage. Jurgen pushing in onto that heavy, takes out Pixo, and that is not a full team wipe, but that is a successful cash out for Aimers. So they are now in second place. A very tight game for second place right now. That cash out getting delayed is causing a lot of sort of knock-on issues. Uni's bait far and away because they had one extra cash out to play with.
It's going to be interesting here to see whether 6 is doubled or it's going to be split. I'm not sure what these teams want to do. Doubling it could put them in a position for first place, but splitting them could be pretty good for just
Mr. Dirt got winched, immediately melted, and they are going to take control of this point. Noax getting melted. Jurgen trying to survive it. He gets taken out as well, and that is Uni once again putting in the damage from range. CNS has stolen the cash out with that gateway, and Telco tried to follow him, but he could not, and that is going to be a plug most likely. Nope, he did not make it in time. Oh, that's brutal. Last second, he was unable to get the deposit, so that is going to have to be a double. Noax on the high ground is just doing a lot of damage. S2N, the only one left on his team. Mr. Derp is now back up, but they have to go for B. Remember, the difference between second and third is quite some points. Ooh. And they are not allowing them in. I like this play from Noax here. The actual cash out doesn't matter. All that matters is the difference between second and third. They have to try and keep Mr. Derp and the rest of them from getting points.
Yeah, they want to go for the double, maybe get that second place, especially if Red just holds it. But
Yeah.
who's got the cash?
Nobody's got it. It's
Over
15
there, waiting
seconds
for
to
a
get
double.
across the map. Uni, the gatekeeper to that entire side of the map right now, is getting chased by Spring Hour. Can he find him? Moving into this wall. He's trying to look for him, but nothing is happening. There's no chance of anyone getting to this cash out now. It's too late. That's Uni's bait taking a win, and Mr. Derp, Death Star, they were unable to get that $4,000 evened up. They are going to take a third place.
It looks like Uni's team is going to kind of break away here after this game. It's really going to come down to whether or not the kill points catch up, help aimers catch up to them in terms of that gap. So
Yeah.
we'll take a look at the scoreboard and see how many kills Telco's team got.
Yeah, the kill score really the X factor here, and everything that causes.
And it looks like they're about even on kills, so it's probably going to just get a good boost from that first place on Uni's bait.
Yeah, look at that score again. A very even score. This time CNS picking up 7 kills. We didn't see a lot of them because we were focusing mostly on Uni's bait versus Aimers that entire fight. But he did get quite some kills. Again in 4th place, but he is getting the damage in there. It just sounds like his team just isn't there behind him to pick up on that man advantage he's creating.
Yeah, and it's tough. He's getting those picks at certain times, but sometimes his team isn't there to back him up, or sometimes he's not there to back them up. So they're playing a little bit too staggered in terms of when they're engaging as a group to not get as much value off of these picks here.
Very much so.
It's definitely going to be a rough time for them to catch up. They're kind of losing their grip on this race as the other 3 teams are getting their advantages, and seeing what team breaks out, it's probably going to be Uni's team.
Yeah, they are. This first place gave them a great head start, and so we have our scores in now for match 3. So we're gonna get our next lobby set up, but we can start talking about the kills and everything that happened in there, because as we look at our points, we do see a clear first place starting to develop here.
And coming out with 68 kills, and we see Derp's team with 62 kills actually locking it down on kills, keeping that gap pretty close between aimers and Death Star orientation just because of kill points here. They're doing a fantastic job at fragging out, but they just need to squeak out a little bit more objective score in terms of that placement to really break ahead of aimers. And they might just be playing for that second place, griefing aimers, looking for that little bit of bigger cash pool. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies they take going to this next game to try and take that lead, whether or not they're still contesting for first, or they're going to be just trying to focus aimers and get that lead. But you never know. Uni's bait coming close to 50 kills, maybe put a target on their back, and they may have a tougher time getting that victory.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see where this goes in the next few games, because obviously at this point, Uni's bait has to be a focus for teams, because they are running away with this. 41 points. That means at the end of next game, almost certainly, there is a world where they don't get 9 points, but somehow I don't think that's going to happen. Even just off kills alone, they're probably going to get the 9 points they need. So at this point, it needs to be, you need to be, Aimers and Death Star need to be focusing on getting a lot of points. They also need to focus on making sure Uni's bait does not win once they are that finalist. So this next game, Uni's bait might not matter. You know they're going to get to a finalist after this. But once we get to game 5, at that point, you need to be seriously considering who's in the lead and just preventing them from winning so that the match can continue.
And it is still in Aimers' grasp to be able to frag out and get like 15 kills in this next game to be tied with Uni's bait for that 50 points. It could be an interesting game. This game could actually tie everything up and put anyone in the game, or at least 2 teams in the finalist position.
Yeah, at this point, I think Via Cleanup Crew is a little bit too far behind to mount any sort of comeback points wise, but they have been putting up. I mean, honestly, 22 kills, 17 points in a lobby this stacked. I'm pretty impressed. They've been playing their hearts out.
Especially playing with some off meta picks. You got the dagger. He's been popping off. And that MGL pick, it's an extremely fun weapon. I like it. It's just extremely hard to get anything done on some of these rooftops. It's extremely frustrating. Last season, I played MGL for a little bit, and these rooftops, very tough, especially those mid-range engagements with that. Within the range of that winch, it's almost impossible to hit people unless you can bounce your grenades off walls or off the roof to kind of get that close range damage.
Yeah, we are
And I did like...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's all right. I did like seeing him swap to those pyromines to kind of add some synergy between those MGL shots and those pyromines, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, I like the idea. I think there's a world where that works. Maybe if we even get that fabled rework of the MGL one day.
Yep.
But we do actually have our teams ready. Our next map is Skyway Stadium. So once again, another one with some very long sight lines. It's going to be a lot of choke points. I think it is EU servers, so Uni's Bait not playing on their home turf, but we could see them once again if they move quickly with these cash vaults, get early cash outs. They could once again run away with this map.
This match is going to kind of give us the final narrative in terms of who is going to be in that position, vying for that finalist position. Uni's Bait coming up in the front has the best chance here, followed closely by Aimers. If they frag out and get that first place, they have a good chance to get 50 points here in this game.
Yep, 15 points, not difficult at all. They would need to get 20 kills. So they would need to get first place for 10 points, and then they'd need to get 20 kills, which would be, they need to get 16 kills, which is very doable for them. So if they absolutely pop off, they could make it to finalist this next match. Most likely it's going to be 2 for them. It really depends on how well they can shut down Uni's Bait, like you said.
I'm just curious to see how these teams play, especially once a team gets in that finalist position, whether or not they're going to be hard reefing and giving team Via a chance to get that difference and get that points up. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out once a team gets final.
I do, and this is the hard decisions, right? It's like on the one hand, because every point matters, you don't want to just let a team like Via take a cash out. But at the same time, if you are in a commanding position and you can let them take it, maybe without compromising your own points, do you let them do so just to throw a wrench in the works? It's going to be interesting to see how the macro develops. We only probably have 2 to 3 games left as we get into Game 4. Here comes CNS.
This mansion point, it looks like they're going to have the advantage, but Derp jumps up on them, putting them in that
CNS got that first backstab. He does get taken out, though, pushed in by Mr. Derp, and that's going to be a full team wipe. Very quick. Very quick. Immediately just melted all of them.
It's a tap while Pink and Orange are going to start fighting on the Vault 2.
As we progress over there, and that is really, I think, kind of this is once again Uni's Bait versus Aimers. We've seen them clash time and time again over these past few maps. And it looks like Uni is just going to grab it and run. It's all about tempo, especially the way that Uni's Bait likes to play. They like to get it started. They like to run, but they're getting picked off. That is a very open, very exposed position. And it looks like Uni may have even... No, he's just barely alive. Morphix living on a sliver of HP, and they're still running away with it. Uni still moving. Udraconi is very, very low. They're trying to catch up to him. Even Olympic Smoker is here. Can they get there? Lots of damage from range, and Uni successfully starts that cash out, gets that plug. They probably die for this. Uni's already down. Morifix, very low health. He's only on 2 HP, and he's also going to go down. At this point, I would expect Udraconi to potentially just reset, maybe even jump off the map. No, he is going to be able to get a full revive. We have 3 teams here. CNS with that dagger is pushing in. And what are they currently running right now? I'm curious, because we did see he's actually switched over to a bow. He wants something a little more long range. Unfortunately, not able to quite hit those shots. Pixel once again trying for these sneaky steals, but it hasn't worked out so far for him. He has that sledgehammer, though, doing a lot of damage. He's almost got Jurgen down. That was a nice play from him, but he couldn't quite convert. And we now see Olympic Smoker, the last member of his team, picked off, but now they have done enough damage. Jurgen is very low, and this is Uni's Bait time to retake this point. He gets dropped down, hits the winch, pulls him in, but he gets taken out before he can drop his own bubble. And Jurgen moving in, looking to capitalize on this man advantage. Uni below, they're still running the DMAT, so they have the ability to reposition very quickly. And
this is pretty interesting because we have Derp sitting there over on A by themselves as Red just spawns in on their point.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Looks like, so via cleanup crew trying to take on Mr. Derp on the other side, but here Telko immediately gets melted. Morphix incredibly low though. This could be a great position for Aimers to push, and Jurgen takes one out, but he gets traded off, and Morphix here is pushing up, trying to hold on. He's looking for an opportunity to steal, and I believe he's going to be able to go ahead and get this successfully. Yep, that is it. That fight is pretty much over at this point. And let's see, are we still fighting over on A? We are. So Unisbait holding this. CNS Human gets immediately melted, running that LH1, not able to contest with that damage, and that might actually be it for that fight as well. A lull as all our teams are currently respawning, but here come Aimers spawning for A. They have enough time, but the question is, can they actually do it? It's a horrible position. Nohex gets melted immediately trying to move across no man's land.
That's the power of that LH1. Hitting those headshots, doing massive damage at range.
They're chasing him now, but he has that invis. Unable to catch him. There's no time left for the steal, and there's still time for them to get wiped, but he survives on a single HP. Noax does get taken out. They're going to get team wiped. Probably best for them in the long run, although they are going to be late to those vault fights.
That pick allowed them enough time to just easily force a Telco to reset, and they bought enough time to just get that clean defense.
Yep. We are seeing Via struggling right now, only at 500. It is there is no interest in letting anybody else get something. These teams are focused fully on making sure that they get these vaults. Even though Red was actually there first, there goes that gravity well holding him in place, and it did not help them this time. Olympic Smoker is already down, 2 left on the side of Red. Pixo does win against Springhauer, does take him out, and it's Mr. Dirt pushing in now, taking out, hits the winch. Force shot, not able to take him out. Can he catch him? CNS on the backside, gets taken out by the hammer. Missing his shots, uncharacteristic whiffs for Mr. Derp, possibly dealing with some of that EU lag. But he gets taken out by that sledgehammer.
I think that is EU lag coming in because that is a guaranteed kill. You can easily get 2 shots off on that light and guaranteeing that kill. So that must have been some EU lag.
Had to be some lag. Meanwhile, Unispate starts the cash out, and then they're going to go ahead and just grab this and double it up. I'm not sure about this play. Uni says no. Take it back, Morphix. I don't want it. And they've already cleaned up 1. They're going to push after Pixo. And a gravity grenade is actually going to delay that for a bit. Can it work? He's using the sledgehammer. Pushing in. Yuja Cody. Is he going to get soloed by Pixo? Taken out.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Somebody clip it. Never let him forget this day.
Gravity Vortex catching him, or the anti-grav catching him out in the open.
He's going to be up in a second, though, and here we see Uni is pushing onto that high ground, trying to find him. Instead, he's getting shot from range. He has to get away. He's used already all of his dashes. He's going to get finished off by Desta Orientation as they come onto the point. Here comes Mr. Derp. They're going to go ahead and get a steal from the side of Aimers. They started their cash out on D, and now they're over to C to try and contest it. Pixo, meanwhile, by the way, his team is entirely wiped, and a reset from the side of Desta Orientation. Purple resetting. We haven't seen Unisbait try to contest once again. They might head over to D and go for a free steal. They've taken out the last member of Via cleanup crew, and nobody seems to be interested yet, and nobody wants to be the one that commits. And RPG does nothing for Mujikoni. He has to take a second, reset, wait for his cooldowns. Mr. Derp is actually pushing in, though.
Yeah, and Talco's in a great position here. They own both cash outs, and it's a big stagger here. So if they win this and everyone's still fighting here, they can go back to D.
Yeah, Rujikoni, he looked in for a second, said that's not my type of scene. He decided to get out. Talco's at half. They are glitched, so they need to drop down. They're quite far below the cash out. Noax running that invis currently. They are down below, but everyone, like you said, they might just be leaving. I wonder if they're going to go for a steal. They are. Last second. Here comes a gateway play. Gets the winch. Hits him. This time he's not going to miss. He takes that out. They are delaying so far. In RPG, he looks to go ahead and get more on the low ground, dropping down, but that is just going to be a quick cleaning up. That fight is going to be cleaned up incredibly quickly for Aimers, taking out that second cash out.
Yeah, and this first place is anyone's game here. This last cash out could put someone in the lead to have a better position for this final point.
It really could. Interestingly enough, this cash out right now currently held by Via cleanup crew. Interesting. It's almost a quick cash scenario. These other teams would rather let Via Cleanup Crew keep the cash than let any of their competitors take it, especially since they're currently in 4th place. So obviously they're going to try and go for the steal, but at the end of the day, Purple would rather prevent Pink from getting this than they would steal. Than they would, they'd rather have Via Cleanup prevented the steal. Olympic Smoker doing a lot of damage. He gets taken out though, and there's not enough time.
That was a great position. They learned from some of the other teams bringing that point outside. There was no opportunity. Even if a third party came in, there was no opportunity to steal that. They bought enough time for their team to win that.
Yeah.
And they're still in this game. They could either double or get a split plug to get 2nd place here.
Yeah, Uni's bait already started B. They were really quick on that. Uni just, he got away from the entire fight. Got the plug for that cash out, which does give them a guaranteed 2nd at least. Now the question is, do they look to actually contest here? And here we do have Olympic Smoker fighting against Death Star Orientation. They're going to get cleaned up very quickly, but on the backside, it looks like Uni's bait has decided to reset, and they're focusing completely on Cash Out 6 or Vault 6.
Yep.
They know that if this gets deposited, they could have a chance of getting 3rd place.
Yeah, this is very smart by them, trying to buy the just get those points out and get that 50 points. So if they get this plug or this double, they could be in a great position to get hit 50 first. But it gets gatewayed over, and let's see who gets this plug. Will Uni be able to stop this?
He is not. The gateway was really smart. That was a invis gateway play, I believe. So Uni, by himself, his team completely dead. He's unable to do anything. Oh no, I'm sorry. He did get it in. They did get it in. It was actually, they did. You're right. They did get it deposited, but quickly wiped from the side of Aimers.
It's gonna be if Purple wins this, it's gonna be a tight kill race between Uni and Purple here, and Mr. Derp's team. So they need to. Derp needs to win this to be able to have a good position to getting 2nd or 1st here.
Death Star Orientation currently only 500 points above Uni's team. That's why they're pushing over here. They know they need to get the kills on to Death Star. Mr. Derp already taking a lot of damage, but all they have to do is delay for a few more seconds and get a couple kills. You can't let Uni get too many of these. Of course, the Via Cleanup Crew is here to just throw a wrench in the works. If they die, they could be the point total that's needed to transfer things over. A pad up to go ahead and demat down from the side of Uni's bait. They're trying to stick on this incredibly hard. They're looking to hold more affix. He has a 2nd left. Can they prevent it? He's going for it. No, he does. He prevents it just in the last second. Olympic Smoker here. That Sledgehammer takes out 1. He's trying to hold for it. Picks up. Can he actually get this steal? That would be insane. I don't think there's enough time, and that is going to be Death Star getting this cash out, and Uni's bait actually getting wiped. But it doesn't matter.
Luckily, there's no wipe penalty, because then they would have actually been in 3rd place here probably if Atelco does end up winning this.
Oh my gosh.
There's no chance for Uni to pick up and get more kills.
They're going to get a 2nd place, I believe.
Guaranteed 2nd place.
Wow. Yeah, Death Star Orientation. Mr. Derp's team barely getting knocked down. They just did not get enough kills in that final cash out. Goodness gracious, that was close.
Yeah. And let's see if Atelco's team actually got enough points to hit that 50 mark. I believe Uni's team will get enough points to hit that 50 mark, and it's going to be a tight game. People are going to be looking to grief them out, hopefully. I don't know how this is going to be playing out.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued. This is the part of the match where things get really, really weird. Because now, and we do see, so in the lead there, they have enough points with, what is that, 14 kills? 14 kills. So that is definitely going to push, that's definitely pushing Uni's bait into the finalist position that they need.
Do you think Atelco had enough to do it to get into that finalist position themselves? It's going to be tight.
We said that they needed to get 1st place, and they needed, I believe, 16 kills, correct? Yes, so they have 15 kills. I think they are a single point off.
They might be a single point off here.
Going to be interesting to see how they address that. If they need one more match to get to finalists, that is going to throw everything off for them. All of a sudden, Uni's bait have to take 2nd. And let's go ahead and transfer back over. We can take a look at our bracket and phrase cam here.
STN getting 11 kills with Spring Hour on 7 and Derp on 3. They got enough kills to kind of keep them in this game if Uni's team does not win this next match. Everyone has a great opportunity to win this game. It's gonna be interesting to see if people are just gonna let Via Cleanup Crew win and stall out the game even more once if Uni's Bait doesn't win this.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this moves forward. I I think we're guaranteed to have 3 finalists next match, no matter what. I think there's very little chance that Death Star Orientation doesn't get the 8 points they need to get to a finalist. So as you can see right now, we do have, and that is a finalist for Uni's Bait. They have to get first place in this next match. If they do not get first place, everyone else gets points, and the match continues.
Yeah, and that's really the big advantage they have going into this, becoming the first team to get 50 points. It can be seen as a disadvantage if these teams play smart, but you have Via Cleanup Crew kind of coming in from the end. They're going to throw a wrench in everyone's game plan here and try and just get as many points as they can. So it's going to be an interesting match to see if Uni's team can take it and how much Via can come in from the back end.
I'm really hoping that we can see a little bit of an upset here. I want to see at least one more game. It has been quite a match so far. I have really enjoyed seeing all of these really strong teams duke it out in a cash out scenario. And I'm sure we can talk afterwards whether or not this was a good format. But I think it's been really fun to see them have to slightly adjust, I think, your cash out strategy.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a fun cash out format. It's definitely going to be pushing more towards the griefier end of the day here. So whether or not you like that or not, it's kind of not necessarily my cup of tea in griefing, but it's definitely part of the strategy and offers a completely new playstyle now that a team has reached the finalists. So it's going to be interesting to see who takes it on top.
Yeah, everything is going to be different now, and we're going to see how the teams adapt to that. I wonder if we'll see any loadout changes. We have seen Via change up some of their characters a little bit, so they've moved around. And I wonder, you always wonder if a different team had made it into this stage, like which things had gotten shaken up. We had a couple teams drop out last minute that I think we could have seen in this group as well. So it's interesting having kind of 3 teams very far ahead and having one team that is just unable to make things happen.
Yeah, and I think Via played way better there because CNS swapped that bow. They were able to slow down their pacing a little bit and be less apey in terms of when they're going in, because with that dagger they have to commit hard to a fight, and it's just extremely hard to have such sustain when you're going that fast with multiple teams in that team fight.
Yeah. One thing that I think could affect is that we are back on North America. So Aimers, they pushed so hard and they couldn't quite make it to finalists. So now they have to deny Uni's Bait on their home turf, on their home server.
Yeah, if we saw 2 people in the finalist position, it would be hard to grief both of them out of first place. But since we only see one team, Uni's Bait, with that 50-point mark, it could be pretty easy to grief them out and to not allow them to get first place. But we'll see if these teams are coordinated in terms of working together to stop Uni's Bait, or if they're just going to be playing the chaos and griefing each other.
Yeah. Our next map, we are heading back to Las Vegas. I don't know, actually, if we can even get the Sandstorm variant right now, considering that it is the Christmas version of Las Vegas. But what a map to get back to. And this was Amer's pick. They wanted something that's a little bit more indoors, something that doesn't have these super long sight lines to try and contest against the Uni's long range LH1 that he's been running. So do you think that's going to be effective for them at all, this map pick?
I think it'll be good for them, and I think if they get the cash outs they want, they can set up the point in a way where it's advantageous for them. It looks like they might be going triple light here, looking to just grief.
Ooh.
It looks like their plan is just looking to grief Uni's team with the triple light and force them out of positions. I think this could be an extremely smart play.
I like this. Oh, I like this a lot. Yeah, just change everything up. All you have to do is prevent them from winning. They are 1 point away. They could get 4th place and still get finalists. It doesn't matter what position they get. All they have to do is stop Uni's Bait from winning. And is this maybe a troll format? But here is where it gets interesting, because Uni's Bait, everything you normally do about cash out goes out the window. All that matters is first position. None of the kills, nothing matters except where you are.
And I think they also recognize Derp's team is going to be good enough to get an 8 points just to get them in finalists. So it's going to be coming down to this next game if they are successful in griefing out Uni. This could be our second to last game or our last game if Uni somehow comes out clean in these fights.
We do have Death Star here about to face off with Uni's Bait pushing in. Map here. Oh, STN is already almost completely dead. They're going to use that goo to block off. A winch goes out, but no, it actually hits. That was a delayed winch, but they've already picked off one. All three of them appear to be on the ground floor now. That vault still not touched at all. Using that jump pad, they're back up on top, and it looks like they're going to start this vault. Pushing Draconi is incredibly low following him. He's just disappeared. Pulled a little vanishing act there. And he's still looking for him. He's outside, but it looks like he has successfully gotten away. Ujakoni. Yeah, he is scot-free. He has gotten away on barely any health. You know, that's what they say about those heavies. They're really evasive, right?
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a tough game for them. I think they're going to use a lot of coins in this game. It's going to be a big defender bonus that they're going to be looking for.
Springhauer, he tried to bring the vault over. They did have a gateway play, so he does get taken out. No wax. Getting that kill, but fortunately it looks like the vault is on the other side. STN using that gateway was able to get it plugged. So as we sit right now, we do have aimers, I believe. Yes. No, that's not aimers.
And what's interesting here is you saw aimers came over to third party Uni's Bait, but they already left. So they just came in and fought Derp's team.
Yeah, this cash out is currently held by Via Cleanup Crew right now. CNS getting taken out, but this is our fourth place team right now, holding and currently in second position. Everything's happening over at B right now. Morphix taking out one and getting chased after. Jurgen pushing after him, takes him out long range with that M26.
And I'm not sure if Derp's team is going to have the same idea of coming over to Grief, or they're just going to let Telco and Co do their dirty work for them.
He has to just keep around again. All they have to do is just not let Uni's Bait get first. They don't even really, I don't think they even really care about this. And Uni's Bait still hanging around all four of our teams in very close proximity to each other right now. Pixo setting up. They might actually get a successful cash out here. That would be insane. On the low ground, here comes Jurgen again, trying to hold. He sees a gateway. He's just going to go. Oh, did not go through it.
He's just chasing down.
He's just chasing. They're just trying to hold this. They're trying to prevent it from being deposited. Jurgen on the backside goes down, though, with Telco again, playing a light, uncharacteristic from him. This cash out, nobody even seems to be interested in stealing it, and at this point, it is too late. Our teams are now about to change their sights and look over towards A.
Uni's Bait's going to have to change their ideology here. They're going to have to know a Telco's going to come grief them, so they got to bait them and then swap over to the other cash out to take a 3v3 probably.
Yeah. Getting knocked down a little bit from STN. I don't know if they're going to be able to. It looks like I think they're going to just run over to the vault, and that might be the best choice for them. Don't even bother fighting this cash out and just try to start the next one so they have some guaranteed income. But as it stands, this is looking good for the teams that are not finalists right now.
It seems like there is a world in which Derp does not get 50 points here. If they just get free cash outs and get in 5th place, they could not get 50 points potentially if they aren't fighting anything.
They do need to make sure they're staying on top of things. Here we do see a Telco running with that gateway. Does he have one set up? No, he does not. He's just going to try to hold on C and prevent them from getting in. Meanwhile, Uni's Bait does have this vault. So they did decide to go over and just focus on the vault, but they don't have a gateway set up for it. They have spotted Noax, though. Noax trying to figure out where Uni's Bait are sitting. Again, this is their sole focus in the game right now. Uni's Bait have to figure out a way to win against all odds. And it's getting slimmer and slimmer. If they don't get this plug, I think it might be curtains for them in getting first.
Yeah, this is going to be a big pivotal moment in the game. This second point plug gives you a lot of cash. As they're being rained down on.
Oh, lots of damage coming in from Orange here. Jurgen, again, this is Aimers. Oh, has he stolen it? He's stolen it. Uni trying to push after. Ujakoni is there as well, but they've lost possession of their vault. Oh, my gosh. And that... Yeah, and
it looks like this point might be doubled here.
I think it is going to be. Uni is chasing. He's trying to catch up to this vault. Even if it's doubled, they still need the plug.
But who has it right now? Extremely risky though to double this, because then it gives Uni's Bait a team to actually pick up their pace if it gets doubled.
Ooh,
and
Death Star
get the
gets
win
the plug.
Here. This is a crazy play and high risk. Uni's Bait has a great chance of picking up their pace if they win this third party.
Yeah, this cash out right here. The next ones, I mean, the next one's going to cost them, but this cash out is what's going to potentially, it may determine the entire tournament right now. We have Via Cleanup Crew here pushing in, kind of ignored. They're doing a lot of damage. Springhauer is quite low on the bottom side. Mr. Derp does take out that heavy. Uni's Bait just kind of playing around the edge, looking for their time, playing very slow. He saw one low. He didn't decide to take him out. He just wants to play the spoiler here and figure out a way to just show up at the last moment. It is absolute chaos right now, though. Itelco is over here as well as that light, trying to once again take out Uni's Bait, focusing on them more than anything else. They're guaranteed finalists next round.
This is definitely an interesting interaction because we have Derp's team trying to get enough points to get into the finalist position, while we have Pink trying to push in quickly to try and build up points to be in that finalist position, while Noah and them are just griefing. It's just a weird ring around the rosy position here.
And here comes Uni's Bait. They actually got wiped by Telco's team. They're pushing up now onto the high ground, so this is their chance to turn this around. They only have a little bit of time left. CNS running with a long-range weapon this time, decided to change it. A big winch there from Pixo, bringing the cash out across, and here looking for the prevention of the steal, trying to stun him. It's the stun off. Noax gonna go ahead and pick off Udraconi as well. That is another one down, and Uni's Bait cannot get the steal. They have to double this now, right?
I don't know if they even have a position to win this unless they get a double plug. I think what Atelco wanted to do was just allow one team to just get in the lead, guaranteed someone else a first place, essentially. Yeah. And they're probably going to split this, so Derp's team gets first.
Looks like Uni has maybe set up a gateway. He has, so he's going to try and just run this really quick. But here comes a glitch to go ahead and disrupt that, and they're going to use their own. Here comes Death Star disrupting Uni's vault. And his gateway's not going to do anything. He will know, of course, but that's going to be a really quick plug from the side of Death Star.
And they just need to get this plug in, and they're guaranteed first here.
Guaranteed first. Meanwhile, on the other side,
no way for Uni to win this, especially on a split plug.
Is he going to get this? He does. He gets the plug, and that is it. There's no way that Uni's Bait at this point are going to be able to get first. So they are just a waiting game now, and the question, like you said, can Via Cleanup Crew get enough points? We're kind of in a holding pattern now. Nobody can win this round, and we guaranteed that Death Star and Aimers are going to be finalists next round. So in a way, neither of these cash outs matter.
Yeah, nothing matters here. The only way this tournament could go on is if in next round everyone lets
placing an explosive.
Via win.
Yeah, they could just let them get first place, which it could potentially be interesting. People might let them, but I don't think there's a world where that happens. He is getting chased. CNS once again gets taken down. Mr. Derp looking to go ahead and get this steal on C. They're going to get this pretty quickly, I think. Looking for that kill on Pixo. They go ahead and get him down. Not quite yet, but they'll have that in a second. It looks like Aimers are here once again. Udraconi getting winched. He's going to get taken down. A couple shots here from Mr. Derp. Does get taken down, so Udraconi comes out the better for that fight. Via Cleanup Crew still holding possession of this cash out. Nobody particularly interested in stealing. Morphix just is gone. He knows they got griefed out. He says, "I'm going to go ahead and take a I'm taking a break." He knows they can't win this round, so they got to win next round. And that is the problem when you're finalists. You got to get that win. You got to prove that you can get that last point. So a lot of griefing coming out this match.
Yeah, and this was to be expected. I think Atelco and them unexpectedly went full grief. I expected them to do that, but not as Triple Light, and it's just been so much easier for them to do so.
Yeah, that was a. I mean, I like that they adapted so heavily to the way that this format is run. And, trying something just completely out of pocket just to make sure that Uni's Bait did not win this one. And Uni's Bait not adapting properly to that, not ready to deal with that focused aggression.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I don't know if you can adapt to that. It's extremely difficult. It all came down to that second point. If they maybe had a little bit more patience, but again, they were just being chased down by Atelco and being griefed by them. So this next match should be a normal match, and it's anyone's game, essentially.
It is. It is anyone's game. We're back down. Our top 3 teams are going to all be finalists. So this next map is almost certainly our final map. And Aimer is doing a great job here of delaying it, not letting it go through, and this last map is going to decide absolutely everything.
I'm curious to see what map is going to be picked here. I know they can pick from a few maps, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they do. So they do not get to pick from any of the 4 previous maps, which means that at this point, so we are in game 6, I believe. So now we are left with only a few maps available. So this is Death Star Orientation's pick, and they now have a chance to decide what happens.
Could be a big advantage for them being able to pick the map, playing on the field that they want to.
Yeah. I do, while we're getting this all set up, I do want to give a shout out to our teams because I know that this is a very unconventional format. I know this can be frustrating at times, but I appreciate you guys being good sports, playing for this Christmas event, you know, just having some fun on the broadcast with us. As scuffed as it has been, I hope you, I'm glad you guys came in for a very, very off-the-wall, very off-the-wall tournament. I think, you know, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, and looking at the format, this should have been expected. This last stage was going to be chaotic once the team hit the finalist position.
Mm-hmm.
Teams should have known that this was going to happen. It's just unfortunate that 2 teams didn't reach the finalist position at once, because that would have made for a much more even game.
Yeah, it would have been. It really would have been if Aimers had made it to that finalist position. It would have been absolutely crazy. The last. That last match would have changed completely, because Aimers would have had to actually win, and at that point, who knows what would have happened.
And so I'm excited to see how this match goes. I believe Aimers are going to swap off the triple light, but they may be coming off on a cold streak because they're swapping back and forth between different comps, so they may not be as warm as some of these other teams.
Yeah.
And I still think Unis Bay has a great chance to play this and win.
They absolutely do. We're back on Cis Horizon, so it turns out Death Star Orientation really liked that one, and I agree. Unis Bait did not seem to be bothered by the ping the first time. The last couple times they've been on EU, they've shown they can overcome it. Obviously, it is not ideal. You're not playing at your best, but you're still able to perform, and I think there's a very good chance that they could win this.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a Christmas tournament. It's for fun. It's a great time. It's competitive. It's fun. It's great.
Yep. And everyone gets money here. Everyone gets some money. So Embark was kind enough to give us a bunch of multi-bucks codes. So if you're 3rd or 4th, you still get $10 each to spend on whatever you want. Get some of those awesome new skins that we have. 1st and 2nd place do get some actual cash money that they can spend on whatever they want. But everyone's coming back with a little something in their stocking this time.
Perfect.
We do have all the teams in our lobby.
Looking forward to this next match. What map are we going to?
This map is Cis Horizon. It is round 6. This is it, man. This is almost without a doubt our final map of the entire tournament. Because at this point, I don't think unless Via Cleanup Crew pull up some crazy upset, I don't think there's a chance that we're not having one of our top 3 teams win this one.
Yeah, I agree. And it's going to be interesting to see what that Telco's team pulls out. Straying away from that triple light, probably.
Yeah. Definitely sticking away from that triple light. We saw them finish in 4th place last match, I think. You know, and I mean, they did what they came to do. You know, obviously placement for them didn't matter. They had a goal in mind and they executed. And you know, it was neat to see just a completely different take on things. But now they actually have to perform. Here they are back on their light, medium, heavy comp. Again, no heals, which has been really. We have not seen a lot of heal beams this entire tournament, have we?
Yeah. We saw them playing heal and DMAT earlier in the tournament, but I do think HML is going to be a little bit stronger here. They aren't going to have as much sustain, so they better play good positioning and not take as much damage as they need to. They need to take little damage and be able to convert that damage they do into an offensive.
Yeah. Lot is riding on the line here. Everyone does get something, but the winning team does get 30 each, so it is there is a lot to play for here, as well as the bragging rights. You know, you won the first Christmas cash-out tournament. Maybe we'll make this a regular thing. Who knows? Maybe try and experiment with something a little bit, have some slightly different rule sets. But we are in the game now. Vaults are spawning. Our teams are ready to fight. Here come Death Star Orientation. Who are they going to be facing off against? This is going to be Unis Bait. A lot of damage already put in. Morphix already melting Springhauer. On the backside, there is a winch there, but Utraconi is going to take out Mr. Derp. And while there is a return kill, STN is the only one left on his team. trying to find a position that he can take that does not get him immediately wiped. Looks like he does have. Is he playing on a? No, that is just a.
He should probably rotate the point here, get his team back in an advantageous situation. They have 10 seconds to wait for until they're full up. Might be looking for a glitch here, just to slow them down.
Unable to take anyone out, but like you said, just looking to slow them down. Again, Unis, all three of these teams have to get first place. Second place doesn't matter. Points don't matter. Nothing matters except the win here. Unis bait with the first cash out of the match. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have our Aimers and Death Star facing off against each other right now. Spring Hour very low, but they have a chance to reset. Nobody's dead yet in these fights.
It's going to be interesting to see what kinds of fights and who people want to face in terms of what points they want to take. Whether or not they're going to be fighting against Via or going for one of these other teams trying to grief them out.
Yeah, they're setting up on this high ground. Here comes Mr. Derp with the RPG. Does a lot of damage, pushing after Noax. They've taken this here. And they're set up underneath. That's going to be a DMAT drop, almost certainly, or it's going to be a jump pad play. Expect them up here. Oh, a goo grenade blocks them off. That's going to be a successful steal. Not sure what happened there. Misses the winch in the air, and there goes a drop. There goes a bubble. A lot of damage lost on the side of Death Star. They've dropped all the way to the bottom, and that is a successful retake. Oh, my goodness. Not a single person died, and they still got a retake. Mr. Derp, though, following those gateways. Chaos with the gateways right now, hitting Noax. He's very low. Spring Hour also half. Nobody dead yet. He has lost one teammate, lost two teammates, and that is going to be STN versus 3 against the world. He gets winched and he gets killed, and that is Aimers getting the first cash out. Well, getting this wipe. Not guaranteed for the cash out yet.
This is going to put them in a tough position because we see Unis bait taking over B against Via over on the other side of the map. They're going to have an easy hold and a good stall here. There's only almost 30 seconds to take while Via goes over to Alpha to try and take that.
Via are just leaving completely. So it is currently all about that cash out A. We're going to head back over that direction because that is where the action is about to happen. Noax finding a position to defend. He is their light. Mr. Derp, they did have a successful steal almost in the same position earlier in this series, but STN, he's been found out. Mr. Derp jumping high. Noax getting found from behind, though. A lot of damage. Oh, Atelco's already down. CNS looking to be a spoiler here, but that is a steal. They got the delay. Pixo also trying to hold Olympic Smoker. Can he prevent this? He doesn't. I think he ran out of bullets. The body blocks are there, and Death Star orientation taking it back.
That's a big steal right there. Putting everyone almost equal. This next cash out is going to be big for any of these teams who win it. It's going to put them in a good position for first place.
Oh my gosh, and Via cleanup crew coming out exactly the wrong time for Aimers. They had to be expecting somebody to show up, but they got backstabbed and just lost enough health. They couldn't handle the full aggression on the side of Death Star anymore. Unis bait, because they had essentially a free cash out, they are going to be very quick on this next vault. And with the gateway play, Death Star needs to be really smart about where they set up.
It looks like they're going to just cut them off and try and get this plug, slowing down their pacing.
Oh, huge grenade from him. Oh my gosh, and the RPG. Yes, he takes out one. He gets lost, but that is two incredibly low. So low. Being chased by Mr. Derp. They're trying to push in. STN gets revived. His team is following. He's just going to go ahead and grab the vault. But there's Via cleanup crew on the backside. Are they going for the double? I don't think
they need to go for D.
Has to go for D. Morifix is there trying to delay as much as possible, but he gets taken out. And that is actually a full wipe for Unis bait. That is a disaster for them.
Every team is neck and neck here. 1K difference in terms of the top 3 teams. This plug is going to put Derp's team ahead slightly.
Meanwhile, on the other cash out, C is being stolen to Telco. Can you prevent it? The winch goes out. He does pull back. He does pull back Pixo. Pixo's taken out. CNS looking for those backstabs. Cannot convert. That's a team wipe. And they're holding for right now. They get a chance to reset on C.
It's going to be interesting to see who Unis bait wants to fight. It looks like they're going to go over to Derp.
Heading back over to Derp here. They want to take them out. This is such a crucial point. There are still more cash outs left. Everyone's so close. It's not definitely out if you lose this, but it's going to be really, really hard. They're going to set up underneath. It looks like they do have a C4, I believe. And yes, he does have his C4 ready. They're looking for the drop, but the drop has already happened. The C4, not sure if that was maybe the C4 getting shot or what happened there, but here comes Morphix. They've been seen. Waiting for that
Rotating,
RPG.
trying to
Hits
cut
a
away from
big
them. He's gonna
RPG.
dome and look for a winch if they pushes up.
Oh, Uni, he gets taken out. He must have been fighting against STN. STN winning the light 1v1. Morphix on the high ground gets pushed by the heavy. So low, but he survives with a sliver of HP, pulling in Udrakoni.
Oh, so
Udrakoni
low.
wins against Mr. Dirt. Both of them almost on no health, but that is going to be STN. Oh, STN picks off one. What can he do by himself? Oh, but he's taken out. That is it for him. Unfortunately, there's very little time for this steal. It looks like he might have just enough time. And that is that seeing that the team is wiped, aimers are turning around. They're running back to see. They want to make sure they defend that. It looked like they were looking for a third party when everyone was low.
Yeah, I would have liked to see STN be more involved in that fight. I know he got the damage on Uni securing that kill, but if he got there in time, that would have been an easy fight to clean up.
Absolutely.
And this is still anybody's game because if Purple gets the next plug, they're still very much in this game.
I'm reloading.
Fight happening once again over at D. We have Uni on 6 HP trying to reset, get his health back, but Death Star is pushing towards him. No time at the moment to get a steal, so they're positioning and jockeying for these vaults. At this point, does Death Star need to go for a double up situation just to make sure that both aimers and Uni's bait are not the ones to both get cash outs?
You know, I think a double
Oh.
is only going to be good for Via here. That could position them to get first place if they get enough kills and Orange Team does not get the plug here.
That would be crazy. That would be
I
crazy.
think a split plug is going to be it, and it's going to be a big kill race. That's what I would like to see here.
Getting a fight with aimers, they're jumping away. They dropped it. I love that DMAP play is going to render that gateway completely useless. They glitched it just for good measure, and that's Uni's bait with another cash out. And
Purple
they
Derp
got
gets the plug there, so everything's pretty even here. This plug is going to be big,
This
but
plug is
they might be
crucial.
contested.
ours, is he going to run all the way to A? Can he get there? He's going to get waylaid by pretty much everyone. Throwing the kitchen sink at this man. He has to be stopped.
If Orange is smart, they're going to go camp A because they know if they get the plug and the cash out, they are going to win this.
Oh,
as
Telko is sitting there.
Sets up on A.
He knows that's the important point. This vault matters so much. Misses the winch, and Jurgen, he gets taken out. Looks like Mr. Derp is here as well, being guarded by Udrakoni. That vault is in the wild. It is on the ground. Who has it right now?
Every team vying for that plug.
This one plug matters.
They could.
The gateway is here.
Go double plug this too.
Aimers. Oh, he gets taken out. Cenas with a backstab. No, he took it from Aimers. He's going for the double. There's no way.
This would
No,
be insane
CNS, you have to know.
kill
You have to
race.
know.
He might go for A. Nope, they're
Oh
going
my
for
gosh.
the double plug.
Yeah, he's going for the double plug.
should.
They stole it on the backside too. If he gets this plug,
Holy crap.
No
They
way.
may let them get the plug, and then it's all a kill race between every team on this
Oh, but they
map.
found him.
The Morphex cutting him
they
off.
found him.
Here's
Morphix,
the win.
he's trying to delay. Gets the plug.
Got the
It's
plug.
it. There's no
kill
way.
race. This
Can
is
he survive? He's still
chalk.
taken out, but this is what matters
This
now.
is
If Via win. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit.
This is an insane final moment. It's going to come down to a kill race. Maybe CNS might win this and Via taste the win.
Oh my
this
gosh.
is going to be all the marbles here in the last 30 seconds.
Every team just jockeying, trying to find a position to steal Morphix. All three of Uni's bait are currently up, but there's only 20 seconds left in this match. It is almost over. Jurgen is also quite low. They're setting up. They're trying to position themselves. At this point, you would be fine with Via taking it, but you really want to get this win here. You want to clinch it,
Yeah,
and that would bring us back to
Jurgen's
NA
gonna go for
servers. 12 seconds left. You have to go for this now. Looks like Atelko's going to drop it. He's going to hold for the steal, but a big RPG and a grenade. Mr. Derp is going to prevent it. There's no way. There's no time.
Via wins
Getting
it.
the win.
Via wins it.
Oh my god, Via! Via with the double! The last second backstab from CNS to Telko.
Oh my gosh. CNS coming over there, grabbing that point, and somehow making it through all adversity. Getting that double plug was immaculate. Holy crap, they took the lead.
Oh,
the
absolute
points.
cinema. Absolute cinema. That was an incredible moment. Oh my god, dude. Whew. I need to cool off a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Oh, and that's why this format is exciting. Seeing them come in at the last second, getting that double, getting that victory. We're on to the next game.
Oh my gosh, 4 kills, but it mattered. It mattered. He hit the kill when he needed to. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. All right. So we're going to look at our bracket here, but to be honest, the bracket it only matters it doesn't matter that much right now. Via Cleanup Crew getting a ton of points. I say a ton of points. They had 11 points, so they push up if they could conceivably get to finalists, but I don't think we're going to see a repeat of this.
I don't think we're going to see a repeat of that, but that was still crazy. I'm excited to see what match we're going on next. Holy crap, that was the closest match I've ever seen. And now we're going back to North America, giving a slight advantage to the North American teams here.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Whew. Wow, sorry, I just need a breather there. That was something else. As we head into this last map, like you said, back on North America, not sure what map we're about to get, but we're going to have that decision in just a second. The plug, it came down to the plug, and because they had to get it in, that was going to guarantee that they were going to be able to get first. And then the steal, man, I am losing my mind. I'm losing my mind.
And also, one thing to consider is how we're scoring second place. How are we scoring that, Waltz, in terms of whoever wins this and who gets second place?
That is going to be based off of your accumulative first and second. So when we look at our standings here, based off of how you did overall, I'm sorry, it's. So based off how you did overall, we do see that Unisbait currently with 2 first places. So basically, we basically take like the average of how well you did and whoever did the best. We still have points. So basically, it's still points. Basically, what I'm saying is it's still points related. The points, even though you don't see them, the points are still being tracked. So we do have point totals, and the second place team will be the winner. Or not the winner, but the second place team will take second place in points.
Yes, exactly. Oh, this is going to be an exciting final match, especially after that. Everyone's blood must be boiling after that.
Oh my gosh, no, that last, it is going to Fortune Stadium on North America.
This is also a very neutral stage. The only thing you have to watch out for is that hospital point on the one side. And as we've seen, Atelco and them have had great setups, pulling that point out with their DMAC, getting it over there, even though it doesn't spawn there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how these people play their cash outs defensively.
Absolutely.
And whether or not Via can clean up yet again. They're at 43 points.
43
They just need
points.
one more win. They need one more win to be able to be a finalist, and maybe they might squeak out this tournament. There's still a chance.
Crazy. That would be crazy. All right, everyone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the stream real quick. I'm just going to restart the stream for a brief moment so that we can go ahead and try to knock down on some of these misframes. I know we've gotten back up a little bit. Bear with me. Just refresh things, and we should be good. So I'm going to be right. All right, we are back up, everyone. Just a quick reset because I don't want you guys to miss a single second of this action. There is a crazy game right now that we find ourselves in. And we are going to go back. We're going to go back. We are going to go through all of the follows, the subs at the end here. I just want to make sure that we're not missing any of this information here. I know it's still going to be a little laggy. I'm trying to lock down on it as much as possible, but I'm not going to restart because that would take too long. So we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. Alrighty, we're just going to go ahead and wait for our Coastcaster to get back. We are about to go ahead and start just a couple minutes, guys. And just to remember, just to know what's on stake here, points-wise, there is going to be a second place team. But right now, that doesn't matter. Right now, the only thing that matters is first place. And if you can win this match, if you can take this one, that is the only thing that matters in this next game. We saw Via Cleanup Crew pull off an insane final match. And we're going to go ahead and start our game, guys. We're getting into it. This is round 7. This is a good thing. If we go to another round, I don't have a round marker for round 8, so we better get a winner now. That's all I'm saying. Whew. Boy, so am I. So am I. Oh, are we? I did not realize we were on commercial. Unfortunate. That's fine. We have subs. I didn't think we'd get this far. crazy couple runs. We are having a ton of missed frames, but we're just gonna have to live with it because I can't restart my computer again. So we are gonna power ahead. I'll record it as well so we can actually get some. It probably is gonna show in the recording as well, which is unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? All right, Sansoy, are you excited about this one? This has been a crazy couple last rounds. Oh, barely made it through. We are in game now. We are moving forward. It is Fortune Stadium. What a map to end on. I think it's going to be considered one of the best maps. And we are off right away. We got Uni's Bait about to face off against Death Star here on this match. Pushing around Vault 2. We're going to see who takes this one. A lot of aim. STN doing some damage from range. A lot of damage on Morphix already.
Glitch grenade out. Taking.
Ooh. And his team isn't even really there to back him up. They got a little bit disconnected, so this is going to be Uni's Bait getting a very free vault here, and looks like they're going to head over towards B. Unfortunately, there are already two teams set up to watch them. Spring Hour getting knocked down. He is incredibly low. He's going to reset. His teammate still has to get up, so if he knocks down, that's a big stagger for them. Meanwhile, Uni's Bait on the backside do get that first start. Or I'm sorry, that's Amers actually. Amers getting the A cash out. And did he get the? Does he? Oh, he did. Oh, the steal. The dunk from Mr. Derp at the last possible second. I really thought Pixo had that, but instead it was Mr. Derp. But here come the rest of Death Star about to go ahead and push in. Yeah, he's right. It was Udrakoni, not Mr. Derp. That's right. The colors changed here, but that is them pushing in. A winch hits him, and Spring Hour is down. Morifix as well. The only one, two on this team still, and STN is trying to run. He has to let his team reset, and Uni's Bait in solid control of this fight right now. All right, give me a, sorry, hold up real quick. I need to make sure that you are being heard. The Discord audio did not reset. Yep, 1 second. Discord. All right, give me a test here. Give me a test here, Son Soya. There we go. There we go.
STN looking over on that jump pad, trying to get some hits across the point. Gets Morphix to 2-bar as Uni shoots fires back.
A lot of long-range damage here. They have decided to push in. Death Star trying to go. Mr. Derp very, very low, but they actually have a heal beam now, so there is going to be some defense here. There is C4 on the point as well. They're going to use a glitch grenade to prevent the C4. I like this a lot. The glitch trap doing so much, but they're going to be prevented on the backside. Backstab from Udrakoni. Dashing around. Everyone's on half health. Can he go for the revive? He does. He goes for the paddles, but he's down himself. Mr. Derp, only his shotgun. He's going to get cleaned up very quickly, and that is going to be a successful hold from Uni's Bait, most likely taking the rest of Cashout B. Meanwhile, Cashout A still in control of Amers, and they're going to be able to move very quickly to the next vault.
And this is setting up for a similar narrative as last game. In terms of pacing, we just need to see Derp get that plug and win the next cash out, because that can bring him back in the game like we saw. It could be an interesting game.
This vault is going to be really close to both teams, though. Both teams that are already in first place are going to be fighting over this. Noax trying to run with this gateway, go for it very quick. He's very blessed with this spawn. That's going to be an incredibly easy cash out to start over on D, as long as Purple isn't able to glitch his gateway. Are they able to do so?
Looks like they might have.
And they have. They prevented it, so that's going to be a steal. That is the downside of the gateway. It's so useful, but if somebody gets on top of your gateway, they nullify it completely. And now it is now Uni's Bait are just going to move all the way across the map. What's their plan here? What are they doing next? They obviously they can't just sit on it. This isn't a this isn't a default first situation.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure what they're going to do. They have to push through a team to get that plug, and as Noax pushes in, gets that stun, but Udrakoni two-shots him.
Tried to be smart, tried to be sneaky about that one. But as it stands now, that's actually Itelko, the only one left on his team. He picks him off with a grenade, so now it's a 1 versus 2. His team's going to have time to respawn. Oh, man, this is such an important plug, too. If either of these teams get that plug, it does so much for them. Atelko, his team should be spawned by now. Are they back in? He's holding this position down. Morphix is just running for the cash out, but he gets winched in, and he's going to get wiped. And actually, they didn't even coin, so that is a full team wipe for them. Probably, I think maybe they should have used their coins. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do have Death Star here holding their position, and it looks like they may have already cleaned up Vaya.
This is a tough situation because they decided to wipe Red instead of letting Red block that spawn. Pink might be able to spawn on C. Yeah. I would love to see in these cash out formats more teams staggering their opponents to block the spawn for Atelko's team.
Me too.
But now they're going to be pushed by Atelko.
Very, very much so. Here we go. We have Aimers pushing in onto Death Star. They need to get this steal. I mean, they are very close anyways. Currently, right now, Uni's Bait running away with this game. And remember, first place is the only thing that matters.
Yeah, and Atelko is going over to third party this. Doesn't matter that they spawn on C. They're going to let Mr. Derp get back into this game.
Obstacle removed.
Fights in the hallways right now. This fight is currently with the Vaya cleanup crew. Olympic Smoker here is getting damaged. He's very, very low. Uni gets winched in, but he dashes away on no HP, but he gets taken out afterwards. And that's going to be Olympic Smoker, Jurgen here, pushing in. Aimers trying to go ahead and get a steal on this one, dropping the bubble. Are they going to get this?
This is a big stagger. Derp's team could come in last second and push everybody here, getting the advantage in the situation.
Morphix stopping the steal. Looks like he did drop a jump pad on top of that. Use the strategy to bring this down, and now his team has another chance to prevent this. Can Uni get there in time? He's not even going to try. But there's CNS with the stab, just ruining Atelko's day. Not even a chance of getting it, but he just decided to go in and mess him up. Meanwhile, his team now has to reset. It's still in Uni's Bait favor. Being a Kingmaker right now, Noax is going to go ahead and win that one against STN, but his team is all down. He gets taken off as well. Currently, Udrakoni holding his position.
They're going to demat it down.
Dematting again, gets the winch. Oh, he's taken out Mr. Derp. Mr. Derp is gone. And that is going to be a successful cash out for Uni's Bait. They are in a commanding position this game.
Yeah. You're going to have to hope that Uni's team does not get a plug here, because that's going to put them in an insane position to win if it's split and they get a plug.
Uni's Beat immediately getting this. They're going to use their gateway. Nobody's here to stop this gateway either. This is a very secure gateway, so most likely they're going to be able to get the plug. If they get that plug, I think it's a guaranteed win unless we double it, right? Even then, I believe
so.
Even then, it's very close.
It's gonna be extremely tight. It looks, math-wise, it looks like if they get the split plug, they're guaranteed. So it's gonna have to be a double if they get this plug.
Looks like nobody's really setting up. Yeah, nobody's there.
Nobody recognizes that they cannot let this team plug. And, oh, Atelko, please do not split plug that, because you have to go double to have a chance to win here.
Oh, he knows. He knows. He's heading that way. He knows he has to get this up, does he?
Well, Vaya put a wrench in his plan.
Oh, Vaya! Just...
STN and Derp!
STN and Derp. STN, he takes him out! Udrakoni has it now. If they get this double... No, there's no way.
Gosh, he's gonna go split plug.
Oh, but he got caught! Mr. Derp gets the catch. Where's that vault, though? He tossed it. He threw it away. It is gone. Where's it going to respawn?
This is insane.
Oh, my gosh. Morifix holding this position, going mono-e-mono with Mr. Derp. He is jumping up and down. All they have to do is delay. Uni, did he find it?
Going in. This
STN, you have to win this. STN, you have to win. He threw it away again.
It's still in position to double.
Pixo, no. No, don't take it to D. B. Okay. Low gravity. If they get the plug, if he gets the plug, it's not as good, and it might still be. Oh, he gets winched. Looking for Uni. Uni trying to go ahead and change this. Gets the stun. Oh, he gets winched halfway. But the low gravity doesn't pull him down as fast. That was a very weird interaction. This is an insane fight. The vault is so far over. Everybody's focusing on this vault. It's not even in the match right now. Mr. Derp trying to chase it. It is so far away. There's only a minute left to get this thing in here. CNS, Spring Hour, both chasing for this vault. The actual cash out itself barely even matters. It's about getting this vault in.
Well, stop streaming in Discord. It'll be better.
Okay. I don't think it will, but yeah. So all right, but yeah. So we do have Spring Hour with that vault. It is currently moving in. This is the final cash out. We only have 30 seconds left in the match.
It doesn't look like it's going to be doubled.
It's
gonna be
not.
tight.
It doesn't. Oh, it's going to be very tight. String Hour doing the best he can. Jurgen, meanwhile, is able to go ahead and take this. That is going to put Aimers in a winning position. If this gets doubled, it is now Uni has to stop this from being doubled. It is everything he can do. He has to prevent this moving. 16 seconds. I think it's too late. Are they going to go ahead and cement their winning position with this? It looks like he does. 9 seconds. There's no chance. That is going to be the win for Uni's Bait. The cross-map throw, but it's too late. Uni's Bait taking the win, and that is it for the Christmas Clash.
Fantastic showing from Uni's Bait. Doing so well at stopping that double plug, recognizing the math of the game. It's just simple math.
And that is not a scenario I can say I have ever seen before. Everything in the game being focused on a single vault. I've never seen that happen before. At least you just throw it away, you forget about it, you play for the existing one. But having the first place matter changed everything about that game.
Yeah, I think that was extremely well played. They were the favorite going into getting that first finalist position. They had a little bit of fighting to do against the RNG, against the Grief, but they come out on top. Fantastic played.
Oh my gosh, they brought it all the way to the very end. Congrats to you guys congrats to you guys. That was amazing, absolutely incredible stuff. It was really cool to see. They got, like you said, they were the first finalists. They got stuffed twice in a row. They failed to make it, and yet they were still able to pull it through. So congrats to them. Massive plays all around.
That was a super fun tournament, especially seeing that previous game where Via came out on top, kind of bringing the distance closer in terms of maybe getting 50 points if they did get the win, but Uni's Bait taking it.
Yeah, amazing final match. And if we can take a look, I think we can figure out who our second place team is currently. We have, I know our match scores are somewhere here. Who is the sum of our points? It looks like Uni's Bait with 85, Aimers with 75 points. Death Star Orientation ended with 71, Via Cleanup with 48 points, too shy of being a finalist. That means that Uni's Bait, of course, winning because they got that first place, but Aimers coming in a very close second place with 75 points. Yes. Those are our 1 and 2.
Congratulations to number 1 and 2 here. Great games all around, fantastic tournament. Great showing by Via as well, coming out clutch by 1 point in the first group stage.
Oh, amazing stuff. I know we are. Thank you so much, Sansoyo, for being for coming on and casting with me. It was a pleasure having you, and this was a fantastic event.
Thank you for hosting the Christmas event. It was a great time, very fun format, interesting to see, and a lot of drama coming through on that previous game before this one. So very fun and hype moments all around.
Very much so. I want to, at this time, if you guys will let me get a little sentimental, just briefly, it is Christmas. I want to give a big thank you to everybody who has helped out in all of the various events. Obviously, Sansoyo, thank you for this one. Rio for casting earlier.
Of course.
Massive thanks to you. And also just, it's I want to say thank you to everybody who has contributed in any way. It's been a crazy, probably about 6 months now that I've been doing this. The response has been crazy. So I want to thank everybody. Burita, massive thanks, Burita. So much work he does behind the scenes that you guys don't see. Really amazing stuff. I want to give a thanks to CNS for a lot of the stuff he did, especially early on. I want to thank Physical for all of the help that he puts in. I want to give a big thank you to Typothetical for so much of the graphic design that he does on the back end. So much stuff as well. So massive thank you to pretty much just everyone out there. I know there's a couple people I forgot. I apologize if I did, but thank you. And I hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas.
Fantastic streaming and co-casting with Barada and Waltz. Fantastic tournament. Rio, hopefully we get to cast soon. I know you're very good, so it would be a great time as well. So Great event overall.
Keep an eye out, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Keep an eye out, everyone, as we move into the new year. We're going to do a lot more of this sort of stuff. Different formats, obviously, probably a little more competitive as we get into the actual competitive scene. So keep your eyes peeled for that, but we are going to be doing a lot more, and I will fix our streaming issues, but we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you had an absolute blast, and